Yeah, I'm back. I had some Jehovah's Witnesses. That wasn't them. That was one of my tenants, neighbors, whatever you want to call them. But I had Jehovah's Witnesses come over here when they were driving down the road, and they said, "Do you know any deaf people?" Yeah, that need to learn sign language. We got Bible based. We got we got Bible based DVDs or something or CDs. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I listened to him talk for a while, and then I says, well, what ministry are you with? And he goes, the Watchtower. And I was like, oh, I'm wasting my time, you know. So, but anyways, uh, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, going from 11 to the end, says, it is in the light of such fear of God that I make my own special appeal. My motive is open to God, and I hope it will be clear to your conscience too. I am not going to begin defending myself all over again, but I want to give you some justification for your pride in me so that you can produce it against those who take pride in my superficialities rather than in the inner realities of the heart. If my enthusiasm makes me seem, as my critics say, a bit mad, it is for God's honor. If, on the other hand, I display any worldly wisdom, it is for your benefit. What drives me on is the love of Christ. For I consider that as one died for all are dead. But he died for all in order that those who are made alive should not live to themselves, but to him who died for them and rose again. So from now on, I no longer recognize people by their physical attributes. Even if I had known Christ in the flesh, I should know him. Where am I at? I should know him in that way no longer. Similarly, he who is in Christ is a new creation. The old has passed away. What is here now is new. But everything comes from God, who has reconciled us to himself through Christ and has committed to me the ministry of reconciliation. That ministry is based on the fact that God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself, wiping out the debit balance of our transgressions and setting his reconciliation to the credit of our account. So that's, pretty good right there. That God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself. And that was done on the cross. The world was reconciled to God through the crucifixion of Christ on the cross. The whole world was crucified with Christ on the cross. So, Paul also says that the whole world is crucified, and so also am I to the world. The world was crucified to me, and I to the world. So, this to me is the gospel. This is the gospel. Been listening. I try listening to a lot of these teachings that I used to adhere to, and over the years, and they were wonderful. I worked miracles, etc., with these things, and received financial blessings and blah 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 and all kinds of stuff. But I never thoroughly understood my union with Christ and how I can never be separate from Christ. That I am attached to him and he is attached to me, and nothing can ever separate me from Christ. Um, and so wow, union with God. Whoa, what a way to go, you know. The union was done on the cross in him. That's when he took us upon himself. That's when we became one with him.